Football loves the present. It celebrates what's trending, what's loud, what's easy to package. But greatness isn't always convenient. Some legends peak at the wrong time. Some don't fit the narrative. Some are buried under politics, systems, and short memory. These men weren't average. They weren't lucky. They were elite. They shaped matches. They defined seasons. They changed the game, quietly. And football moved on anyway. This is part 2. 5 more icons history stopped talking about, even though the game still lives by their ideas. Rivaldo, the forgotten Ballon d'Or genius. Bicycle kicks that stunned entire stadiums. Solo goals that defied logic. Big moments delivered on the biggest stages. Rivaldo didn't just score goals. He created scenes. Moments so perfect they felt scripted, yet born from chaos. Ballon d'Or winner. World Cup champion. Multiple La Liga titles. Champions League nights that bent reality. And rewrote expectations. He carried Barcelona when chaos surrounded him. When systems failed. When pressure crushed others. Rivaldo didn't disappear. He delivered. And yet, history slowly erased him from GOAT conversations. Not because he lacked greatness, but because football moves on brutally, replacing memory with momentum. He retired in 2015, at 43. Today, at 53, Rivaldo lives close to the game, but far from the noise. Ambassador, mentor, builder of academies and futures. The magic never left. It simply stopped asking for applause, and waited for remembrance. Deco, the brain behind 2 dynasties. Porto, Barcelona, different teams, same control. Deco wasn't built for highlights. He was built for order, for making chaos make sense. Champions League winner, league titles in Portugal and Spain. The central mind behind Mourinho's Porto, a team that shocked Europe, and the quiet conductor of Guardiola's early Barcelona, laying the foundations before perfection arrived. Deco didn't dominate with speed. He dominated with timing, with positioning, with calm when others rushed. He understood space before it appeared, chose the right option before pressure arrived. Deco didn't shine alone. He made others shine. And when a player makes greatness look effortless, football often forgets how rare that truly is. He retired in 2013, at 36. Today, at 46, Deco works behind the scenes. Sporting director, executive mind, architect of balance, helping clubs build teams that think. Before they run, some players retire from football. Others begin running it. Wesley Sneijder, robbed by politics. A season that should have been untouchable. A treble, Champions League, league title, domestic cup. The rare year where club football offered no debate. Then came the World Cup. A final, tournament top scorer. The creative engine of an entire nation. Every attack passed through him. Every moment waited for his decision. In 2010, Sneijder didn't just play football. He conducted it. And still, no Ballon d'Or. Not because he failed, not because he disappeared, but because football awards don't always reward football. They reward narratives, marketing, timing. Sneijder saw the game seconds before it happened. He passed through defensive lines, before they realized they were exposed. He controlled tempo when chaos demanded calm. He imposed order when matches threatened to slip away. His influence didn't scream. It decided. History blinked. The moment passed. He retired in 2019, at 35. Today, at 40, Wesley Sneijder remains close to the game. Analyst, mentor, a voice shaped by experience, not opinion. The medals didn't define him. The injustice did. And sometimes, the greatest seasons are remembered, not for what they won, but for what they were denied. Hernán Crespo, the striker managers trusted. No drama, just goals. In Italy, where defenders punish mistakes. In England, where strikers are tested, not protected. In Europe, where knights define careers. Crespo wasn't built for headlines. He was built for reliability. The kind managers depend on. When games tighten, when pressure suffocates, when excuses disappear. Champions League winner. League titles across elite leagues. He scored in finals. delivered in derbies, and produced when systems failed. Managers trusted him because Crespo never chased the spotlight. He chased positioning, timing, half chances that became goals. Teammates relied on him because he made difficult moments simple. One touch, one decision, one finish. Crespo understood something football often forgets: that goals are not always spectacular. They are necessary. He retired in 2012 at 37. Today, at 48, Hernán Crespo leads from the touchline. Coach, tactician, teacher of movement, patience, and purpose. Some strikers trend, others deliver. Crespo delivered, and now he teaches delivery. Edgar Davids, chaos with discipline. Goggles, aggression, relentless pressing. Before pressing had a name. Edgar Davids didn't play midfield. He invaded it. He hunted space. He hunted time. He hunted hesitation. Every blade of grass became territory to defend. Every duel became a statement. Champions League winner. Serie A titles. One of the most feared presences of his generation. Opponents didn't plan around Davids. They braced for him. He pressed before data measured distance. Tackled before systems protected legs. Before rotations. Before triggers. Before intensity had a diagram. Davids played with rage, but never without control. That was the discipline. Anger guided, energy channeled, chaos organized. The goggles weren't branded. They were survival, a symbol of a player who refused to step back, even when pain demanded it. Davids didn't ask for elegance. He demanded dominance, and in an era that prized comfort, he represented confrontation. He retired in 2014, at 41. Today, at 52, Edgar Davids lives on football's edge. Coach, mentor, cultural icon, still intense, still uncompromising, still impossible to dilute, too intense to market, too raw to sanitize, too honest to soften. Edgar Davids wasn't chaos by accident. He was chaos with purpose, chaos with intelligence, chaos with discipline. Football has blind spots. Not every legend gets a statue. Not every great career gets remembered. Not every act of genius makes the history books. But greatness doesn't disappear. It waits. It waits in quiet moments, in lost footage, in stories we forget to tell. It waits in tactics copied, goals emulated, moves studied, even when the world moves on without notice. These men shaped matches, shaped teams, shaped entire eras of football, even when history hesitated, even when memory failed, even when applause was never fully earned. Part 3 is coming, and the list of forgotten icons grows longer, because history doesn't protect itself. It doesn't preserve truth. It doesn't fight amnesia. It needs witnesses. It needs voices willing to remember. So subscribe, turn on notifications. Be there when we shine light on the next legends. The legends football tried to forget are not finished being remembered, and neither should you be. Thanks for watching. Bye.